Hey everyone, Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel. So today's review is on the WELOCK fingerprint recognition door handle. Now, WELOCK contacted me and asked me if I wanted to do a quick review on this item, and I thought, why not? It's something totally unrelated to 3D printing, but I always love to do tech reviews as well. So taking a look through the box, you get the instructions. It gives you the guide on the distance between the lock and the actual door frame itself, just to make sure that you're buying the correct item. There are a number of different models for this. So there's the fingerprint recognition, there's also the key code, and then there's also the QR code one as well. So obviously there's different languages, so it's good to see that they cover multiple languages. So what we're going to do in this review is take a quick look at the contents of the box, what you're going to receive when you purchase this item. Obviously the first thing out is the main lock itself with the fingerprint recognition. There is a key code and a QR code, and it obviously is activated once you've put all your systems and your passwords in, and it will allow you to open up the desired location that you put this in. Inside you also have a spares box with lots of different things in there, such as the RFID cards. You also have the extension if you want to make the lock slightly longer. You also have the Allen key. You also have the extension screw as well, and then a cool little Phillips screwdriver which you could probably put on a key ring, and then various Allen keys and fixing screws, etc. And this is what we'll use for the actual installation itself. So everything that you need to do the job is stored in this box. One thing I noticed, it doesn't come with the actual lock connection, so when you put it into the frame, so when you remove your other lock, make sure to keep that. Okay, so what we're going to want to do now is install the batteries into the unit itself, just so that you can actually use this functionable. Now, it has three AAA batteries that needs to be in there, but these don't come supplied with the unit itself, so you will need to purchase these yourself. Now, in the instructions manual, it tells you to remove this grub screw. It's quite simple really. Just grab the Allen key supplied, undo the grub screw. I did try to loosen it and slide it off, but it didn't seem to want to do that, so you do have to remove that, but make sure not to remove or to lose that grub screw. It's really important to keep, and then literally just slides off. And as you can see from the images on the unit, it tells you which way to put the batteries, and what we want to do is pull off this cover here, and simply with this rubber grommet just pull it away, and it reveals the unit housing to put the batteries in, and that's what we're going to do. So let's put the batteries in now. Okay, so now that we have the batteries in position, what you will need to do, which it wouldn't have been in place when you first started, is to actually grab one of the screws out of the little box you can see on screen and actually fit it inside here, and that actually seals the battery unit. Obviously when you first receive it, it's just open, but you do need that screw, and what that does is it just completely seals the unit and makes it fully waterproof. Now, using the screwdriver supplied with the actual kit, you can actually tighten that up. Don't obviously over force in that. It doesn't need to be super tight, it's just to create a seal. Once you've done that, what we want to do is put the outer sheath in back on, so just cover it over with the rubber cover. You also notice there was a USB-C connection, and that basically allows you to connect up to this unit if the batteries actually die, and you can override it. And that's all done through the app, which you can download from the QR code on the box itself. So let's put the grub screw back on and the outer sheath and tighten that up, and that basically completes the installation of the batteries. And then what we're going to do is go into the next step, which is to set up the actual unit itself. Okay, so the next step is to actually set up the actual unit itself. Now, there is a clear guide on how to do that in the instruction manual, but very simply it gives you a step-by-step on how to add an admin number, and that'll be one of the first things you need to do. And then you can add admin RFID card and admin fingerprint, and then once you've done that, you can add up to a number of users on there. The maximum, I believe, is 20. And each of those people can have a unique fingerprint recognition. It's quite an easy guide. Once you've done it, it's installed, it will actually allow you to connect it up to the lock itself. So what I'm going to do is show you basically the functions of each of these steps. So the first step is to actually modify the admin passcode. Now, the actual passcode that was already inputted into it was 123456. Now, that's kind of the original. You can modify it and put a new one in to suit your needs, and that's what I've done. If you put in the wrong code, it will flash red, and if you put in the right code, it should flash blue or green. So once you've done those steps, what it will allow you to do is to open and unlock the actual door. So when it's in the lock position, it will just spin round on its barrel. If it's in the unlock position, it will actually, as you can see on the screen now, it will allow you to open up the door or close the door, depending on what sequence of your action is. Very easy to use. Once you've added all of your settings in, your fingerprints, you can add other users in there. Obviously, the admin has the primary control over it. So if you do add people's RFID or PIN codes or touchscreen or fingerprint recognition, you do need to make sure admin is present to actually add those. Obviously, that is the security feature. Otherwise, anyone could put in the code and just open up the door. As you can see, when the code has been entered and it's unlocked, it will stop me from using it. It will just spin round. But if I add my fingerprint, it doesn't recognize it. But once I've actually inserted it, it does recognize it. And then you see it's unlocked, as you can see on the screen now. And I think this is an amazing thing if you've got more than a number of people, especially if you own a property that's like an Airbnb or a holiday home. This would be ideal. This particular one will be used for my studio, so I'm really impressed by the actual features of this, and it's something that I would definitely think about purchasing in the future if I was to ever extend my studios outside of its normal home version. Okay, so what I want to do now is set up the RFID. So I have done the PIN code, I have done the fingerprint recognition. Now I want to do the RFID. As you can see at the moment, it's not allowing me to do anything, but what you want to do is follow the sequence. And the sequence to add an RFID is 0, unlock, unlock, then add the admin fingerprint, which I've done, and then unlock number 2, and then add your swipe card. And that actually enters in the actual RFID card into the system. As you can see, it's locked, which means it's spinning round and it can't undo the barrel. As soon as I swipe the RFID card, press the unlock button, you'll see that it registers it, which is purple, and then it's unlocked, which I think is brilliant. So if you've got more than one card, it comes with 3 in this particular unit, so you could share that out amongst your friends and family. Okay, much like removing the barrel, you just push it through and make sure that the fingerprint sensor is on the outside of where you need it, and on the inside it's just a twisty lock. So once you've got it in place, you're going to grab that screw that I was talking about, and now this is the important part. You want to line it up with the screw hole that's on the barrel itself, It can be quite tedious. Just give it a little look and work out and judge out how far it needs to go in. Once you've done that, hand tighten it till it actually sort of slips into place like I'm doing now on the screen, and then just grab a screwdriver and tighten it up for the last bit. You don't want to over torque it, just in case as well. And as you can see, now this screw is in place, that will hold that in place for itself. Okay, so now that we've got that in place, we want to put the inner handle back on again with the grub screw. Now this is where those locator pins will come into action. It'll be quite easy to get this right, so don't worry about getting it in the wrong place, because there is a slot for that and it kind of guides it in place. So just check where that is and then match it up to the rod itself. And because it's circular, it's not going to make too much of a difference what angle it is. The most important one is the one on the outside. Once you've got it at a safe distance of about ½ inch on either side, you want to tighten up the grub screw, and that then completes the whole of the installation, as you can see. Now, as you can see, that's currently open and shut in on the inside because that's not controlled by the lock on the outside. But the outside one just spins round until I put in all of my ID confirmations, whether it be fingerprint, password or RFID. So let's just give that a try now. So that's the fingerprint, and as you can see, it now unlocks and locks as a simple just unlock button and fingerprint recognition. And that is the whole of this installation complete. As you can see, it's now gone back into the unlock mode. Here's the RFID, press the unlock button, touch the RFID, and straight away there we have the unlock and lock feature. And that's a thumbs up for me. What a great feature to have to my studio. Thanks again to WELOCK for sending me this to review. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the WELOCK Smart Lock review, and my thoughts on this: it really is a great feature to add to any sort of home or workshop. For me, it's in my studio, and now this just means that I can now share this with a multiple amount of people. It was so easy to fit, very unique for its design, and it took no more than 10 minutes to do, so that's great. Anyway, so that's the end of this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel.